Hello, hello. Happy holidays after Christmas. This is the 27th. No, yes. What did it say? 27th, yes. 27th. And I hope you all had a nice holiday. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to you and Happy Hanukkah for those still celebrating. Um, we are just a couple hours late today because I had a special visit from a demonstrator friend, Patsy, who I've met once before at a convention. We've been in contact with each other and then finally met up at one of our conventions. And she was in my area visiting family for the holidays. So we decided that we had to get together and meet up in person. And that's one of the greatest things about Stampin' Up! And all the connections and new friends that we can make and share our hobby and then just learn about each other and to be good friends. So we had a lovely visit with her and her husband, and it was just lots of fun. Just so nice. We had breakfast together, and they're on their way home, traveling north, and we look forward to when we can meet up again. So always great, always great. And there's Patsy. Hi, Patsy. Okay, good thing you're not driving. Good thing your husband's driving. You can watch. Okay, hello, Elizabeth, a Daisy member, Daisy team member. Hi, Susan. Um, I hope you have good weather in Florida. I know it's been a little cool, but maybe warming up lately. I hope so. Merry Christmas, everybody. Did everybody have a good holiday? Time with family and friends, and I think for the most part, at least in the east, the weather was pretty good. Didn't have a lot of precipitation, frozen or otherwise. So that was good. Don't forget to sign on, say a quick hello so I know who's watching, and say hello to each other. A lot of you probably recognize each other at this point. So we had a nice vacation with our family, spent a lot of time with my daughter and son-in-law and the grandkids, and it was very, very nice. Okay, and my son-in-law's parents were good friends with as well. So, look at that hair sticking up. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, yes, hello, Deborah, Virginia Beach. Nice to have you on today. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so there are a lot of new products coming out in January between some online exclusives, the new January to April mini catalog. I can't show you the inside, but I can show you the cover. Here we go. Some beautiful pastel colors, things great for the spring. Excuse me. What's on the front here is a gorgeous birthday set. I ordered it. It hasn't come yet. In fact, I have to look and see. It should be any day now. So I didn't order it at first. It was a huge suite, and there's just so many things that I wanted to order. I didn't know what to choose first. So a little bit at a time. So as a demonstrator, we can order early. You guys can't start, well, those of you who are not demonstrators, can't start until January 7th, I believe, is this launch date for the catalog. Oh, yep. Okay. And here's the celebration brochure. Inside here are pages and pages of products specific to celebration. You cannot get these products in the mini catalog. You cannot buy them. You get to choose something from the catalog, from this brochure, with every $60 that you spend on regular product, from online exclusives, the mini catalog, or the annual catalog. And it used to be 50. This year it's 60. It's been 50, oh gosh, ever since ever since I've been a demonstrator, I believe. So finally, things have gone up. So I think that's only fair. Stampin' Up! Has kept that $50 for a long time, even though costs of other products have gone up. So really nice things today. I'm going to show you, I'm actually casing from the brochure because they look so much nicer in person. I mean, as great as photography is, it's always nicer in person, no matter what, whether you're visiting a person, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, whatever. So I am going to share with you something that you can get for $120 order. Okay. So most things are 60. There are a couple things that are at level 2, which you can get for 120. And one of those is this bundle here. All right, it's called Heart Shaped. You have your stamp set and your coordinating dies. Your heart die will not cut this one out, but it's a similar shape and it can be used as an overlay. Right, so if you look carefully, I will switch my camera and we can look at that a little bit closer. Let me clear my spot first so you don't see all the residual stuff. All the stuff. All right, so I'm going to show you some of the pieces here. I have a couple of the cards I'm going to show you, but let me add my other camera here, and then we'll switch. All right. So let me get them all up here together. All right, so here's our stamp set. This is what the die will look like. Let me get a piece of white paper behind here so that you can see that. All right, so it's very beautiful, delicate, little leaves coming off there. Now, if you look at the actual stamp set, you do have some of those leaves imitated there, but you also have the little buds on there as well. So, like I said, this is not going to specifically cut that out, but you can stamp this and then layer this on top and it will look very pretty. Okay, you have your set of 3 flowers in one stamp and you have your die here that will cut that out. You have little leaves to stamp here, and you also have die cuts here. I'm not sure if this one will cut that one out. It looks a little smaller, but this is what those look like. You have one that's 3 leaves, and one that's 2. And even though they're 2 pieces, they're connected on one die. So that's nice. You get 2 for 1 crank. I always love that. Hi, Lydia. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Dorothy. Nice to see you all on today. And then you also have your flower. You have 1 flower. So when you do a grouping, you do have to crank that through a few times. Then you also have this other spray. I didn't die cut this one out yet. That's a little spray of flowers. Again, it doesn't coordinate with anything on here. It's just sort of a standalone. And then you have your label, your little label die that will work with these here. Now, obviously, it fits this one really well. My heart loves your heart. And if you want to use it on the others, you will have to cut it down a little bit, which you can easily do by rolling out a die. But then let's say you had your, just because I care and you didn't want all the extra, you would just overlap your die to as long as you need it to fit the words. And then it would cut off this extra so you could run it through again and make it as short as you want. You want a hello, just make it small like that. Or just leave the extra there, put some embellishments if you like, whatever works. So that's really cute. So for $120, you can get this for free. So fun, fun, fun. The sayings are, thank you, my heart loves your heart, just because I care. My thoughts of you are all heart-shaped. And if you look, I think of that as a little bit of a heart shape. It probably could fit very nicely inside there, although I haven't tried it yet. And then you have a tiny hello and different fonts, some just print, some script, some mix. So very nice combination for getting it for free. All right, so I'm going to actually, again, like I said, I'm going to case something, a couple cards from the celebration brochure. And who has their catalog and brochure already? If you're a customer of mine, obviously demonstrators were supposed to have gotten theirs already. If you're a customer of mine, it should be in the mail. If you haven't gotten it already, you should real soon. But chime in. Who has their their catalog already. I'm hoping that many of them have gone out already. I haven't really heard yet. Good morning, Jackie, another one of my team members. Okay, Christmas season, all having a sunny day in Maryland. We sure are. It's beautiful outside. Just lovely. Okay, the card I am casing uses some of these pieces. I'll put those aside. We're going to start with Old Olive card base and standard card base. That would be 8.5 by 5.5. I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. Now remember, guys, if you're making multiples of cards, don't cut them and then score them. If you need multiple of the same thing, score the whole sheet first and then cut it in half. It saves you half the scoring time because you're scoring 2 at once. Okay, but I'm just doing 1 now, so that's fine that I cut it ahead of time. All right. So we have that. We need a piece of designer paper that is 3 inches wide by the height of the card, 5.5. Okay, so 3 inches. And this is from, get 5.5. Let me not talk so I make sure I get it right. Okay, this is from the Regal's Designer Series Paper 6x6 pattern pack. And these patterns comes, see, here's the Old Olive right here, comes in all the color families plus the in colors. So I have the Regals, I have the Brights, okay, the same patterns across all these packs, and they change them every year. And then I have them in the newest in colors, which I've used a lot. It's really, really pretty. So you see all the same patterns. You have your flowers, some stripes. You have this squiggly little pattern here. I don't even know what to call that. Kind of a herringbone-ish kind of a thing. Okay, and one side there are some dots. Okay, like there. All right, so whichever pack you order will have all those same patterns. Okay, so I'm using the Old Olive. I'm using the stripes because that's what's in the catalog. And I'm just kind of eyeballing the measurements. So I think this kind of works. And this is going to go right on in the middle there. This is really a simple idea. You could do this with any paper that you have, any pattern. You don't necessarily have to use the stripes, but we're putting those the pretty flowers and the wreath on there, so we don't already need flowers here. So something more plain and subtle in the background is good. Okay, nice day in Connecticut too. Okay, Patsy and her husband are heading up through Connecticut soon. Jackie, they'll give you a wave. Right, I like to use my center of my grid paper up here. I line up my card a little bit past the 2 inches on either side is 2 1/8. And then I know I can center this. So that's going to be 1.5 and 1.5. And look at that, I got it straight. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. And make sure it's straight down with the lines down here. So that's one of my favorite things up there. Of course, I use the regular inches and everything down here, but this is really, really helpful to me to make sure I get things centered. Then we need a piece that's 3.5 wide. And we are going to put a point down here. Now, we probably have a die that does that, but I just don't have it. And I haven't looked up which one it might be. But one that has sort of a banner cut down here, coming to a point rather than going like more of a ribbon cut or pennant cut. So this is going to come down to a point down here. So I'm going to actually find the midpoint. Again, this is 1 3/4 now. I'm going to find the midpoint here. And I'm going to measure however far up I want on either side. And then I'm going to cut from the side down to the point and the left side down to the point to give me that point coming down. All right, so again, I'm just kind of eyeballing this based on what I see in the catalog, and that might be, this could be as high as you want. You can make as sharp a point you want or as subtle as a point as you want. I'm trying to get close to what I see in the catalog, and that might be maybe about that high up. What would that be? 3/4 of an inch? Exactly. So you kind of get these measurements stuck in your brain. So 3/4 of an inch right there. Actually, I'm a fraction over, so I'm not going to brag too much. But anyway, 3/4 of an inch there, and 3/4 of an inch on the other side. And let's see what that looks like. I'm going to take my cutter, my trimmer, and I'm going to cut from that side down to this point. So just line those marks up on my channel of my trimmer. And up I go, slicing that little corner off. I'll do the same thing on the other side. From the side down to that point. Just rotate it until you get it right. Oh, Jackie M also. All right, nice to see you. Hope everybody had a great holiday. All right, then that's what we're going to end up with, that little there. Now, like I said, it's possible we have a die. If somebody knows of it, please post it in the comments, which might be stitched. I know we have something with a pocket die, so that could have been the one that they used. Now I'm going to flip it over and flatten out those little curled edges from my trimmer because I don't want these marks over here. I could erase them, but I don't know if it would be too smudgy. Let's see. Use a white eraser. And if it looks dirty, rub it on your scrap paper to get that previous mark off. Okay, there we go. That's not bad. Or like I said, you can flip it over, but when you're cutting down, when your blade is going into the paper, you will get that little bit of a curl on the other side. So you can either take your fingernail or your bone folder and just kind of rub it outward, and then it won't look quite so rough. So either way, right now that is going to go on here, but first we're going to decorate it. So let's take a look at these dies. And as you saw, they are very delicate. So you either have to be very careful with your glue and do teeny tiny dots all around and hope that you don't get the glue coming through, or we can use adhesive sheets. So after I practiced without the adhesive sheets, I figured, let me bring out some adhesive sheets. And for those of you who haven't seen them or don't know how that works, you just take, where are they? Here we go. Okay, they come in a packet like this, and it's like using double-sided tape, but it's in a sheet. So what I do is, you can see I use a little piece here already. I kind of just cut a piece that's going to fit my paper. See, these I didn't do it on, and they're not too hard to glue down. They have a little bit more solid area to them, but I figured, okay, that would be easier. The flowers are pretty easy to put glue behind, so I'm not going to bother with that. So what I do is I want to put adhesive sheet on the back of this. So I'm just going to measure and cut something that is the approximate size. Now, you don't have to be so specific with this because obviously your die is not going to go right to the tippy edge, right? And I may as well cut that off because I could use that on something. I'm not going to waste it. Now, the one thing about this one with the heart is the middle part is going to be, you might say a little wasted, but you can always save it and use it for something else later on. Okay, now you just peel off the backing. Now, there are some parts here that make it easy to peel. If you're doing a smaller part of it that doesn't catch that split in the backing, then you're just going to have to try to work at the corner and try to just peel that off. Now, whatever part comes off first is what you have to peel off. And you'll stick that to your paper. So I'm going to do that here. And I usually kind of just peel off a piece of it first, align it, and then peel the rest off. But that just kind of came off quickly. I'm not going to worry about down there because my heart's not going to go that far. Okay, hi Liz. Hope you had a great Christmas too. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to put that down on there. Now you see there is some extra space here, but I'm going to try to be frugal with it because you know what? I can always put some of those leaves there. In fact, let's do that. Now, I'm actually going to go this way. So I'm not going to put it on the white. You're going to put it on the color because then you're going to peel this off and it will be sticky underneath. Okay, like creating a sticker. So I'm going to put that on there and there is space here. So you know what? Why not add some more dies to use up that space, right? Don't want to waste. And eventually, like I said, this middle piece is going to be out. That can go in there too. All right, but I would use washi tape to hold it down. But anyway, there's room here, so I'm just going to do that for now. Let's put that. I have my mini machine here. Let's put this on. Oh, hi, Nancy. From Arkansas. Nice, nice, nice. All right. And I'm going to put this here. And put my top on. Run it through the machine. Now, Nancy, last time we were on, you were one of my raffle winners, and you have won a package of the Snowy Scenes DSP. And I put a message on Facebook, but maybe you didn't see it. I need your address to send you your prize. So congratulations. You can send me your address to Lorraine at stampwithlorraine.com. Okay, so please do that so I can send you your designer paper. Congratulations to you. Okay, so now these will pop out, and all I have to do is pull off the backing, and they will stick like the sticker. Look how pretty this is. Okay, let's see. This is so pretty and delicate. All right, now it's possible I could get a little something out of there and there. So I'm just going to tear this part off. Tear this part off. I like being frugal. You know me, I save my scraps and stuff. In fact, I would probably run those right away today before I put all this off to the side and just keep it in a little clear envelope in with the dies or the stamp set. Okay, look how pretty. So lovely. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing with the leaves. We're doing them in, this is pecan pie. I know, brown leaves, but we have a lot of greenery here already. So we're doing them in another neutral color. Okay, pecan pie going through. of my mini machine. Keep hanging in my desk. All of these dies will fit with the mini, so if that's all you have. Okay, so this I can throw away. And use my pick tool to pop that out. Ta-da! Got that. And then the flower. Like I said, this has enough bulk to it that I don't feel I need to use the adhesive sheets on there. So, oh, these clear plates, they get lost in the sauce. All right, run that through. And I need 3 of those flowers. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. And another one here. Okay. Ta-da! Here we go. These are so pretty. I can't wait to do more stuff with this. And could be Valentine's, of course. You know, we think of hearts, we think of Valentine's, but you know, it doesn't have to be. All right, put that aside. Okay, let's come back to our card here, and then we're going to build our little bouquet. So like I said, this is going to go here. I like putting that on last after I decorate it, just in case there's a mistake or a problem or something. So like I said, this is done in old olive. And now all I have to do is peel the backing off very carefully and stick it down. I don't have to worry about my glue globbing up under there or seeping out and making the front of my card sticky. So notice how that little banner cut of the card mimics the point of the heart. So that comes out nice, right? Very pretty. Then we're going to add our little leaves on here. I'm going to build a little bouquet. So we're going to put some flowers. Let me just take it off there. I'm going to put some flowers here like this. I'm going to put some leaves around. I like to lay out how I want to do it first and then put the pieces on one at a time. Okay, so this could be either pecan pie or crumb cake. I'll show you another one I did with the crumb cake. So that's about how it will be. I'm going to put the leaves down first. Now, 2 of these you saw I used the adhesive sheets. One of them I did not because I did it ahead of time. So let's see. This one does not have the adhesive sheet. So I'm going to have to put just a little dot of glue. Those little center veins of the leaves are actually slits. So it gives it a little bit more dimension than just like an embossed thing. I don't know, just different. Okay, I like to use reverse tweezers here sometimes to get this just right. If I can grab it. All right, so that was about there. Now this has a little backing. You'll notice I don't have to put the glue. You do need little fingernails to peel it off, though. At least you're not getting your fingers gluey. That was about there. And I'll put another one down below. Yeah, great, Nancy. Yeah, I was wondering, because I looked for your name on my Facebook followers, and I don't think I saw it, but or maybe I sent a message. Whatever. Yes, you won. Congratulations. Right. I know some of you watching on YouTube, um, some people are not on Facebook, and I get that. It's okay. I'm going to glue down 2 of these with glue and one with a dimensional dot. Of course, of course, of course. What's a card without dimension, right? Put one there. And one there. And then one with a mini dimensional dot. Right, now, speaking of Facebook, guys, those of you who who follow me on Facebook, I've noticed that sometimes people just watch, and I understand, but if you guys click on the top to actually like my Facebook page, you'll be like officially following according to Facebook. And once I have more followers that Facebook can recognize, then they will promote me out to other new people. So that would be very, very helpful. Now, I think some people, I've noticed I've actually clicked a button where I could invite you to follow. But I know there are some regular names that are watching, but haven't clicked that like button. So if you really wouldn't mind doing that, that would really help me a lot. So go back and check that out. And like I said, I'd really appreciate that. That helps me in the long run. And it doesn't do anything different for you, except maybe you might get more notices of Facebook might remind you of when something new gets posted, or when I go live or whatever. I'm not real sure, but it does help me. So if you wouldn't mind. All right, I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals as well, full size, so that it grips on real well. Then we're going to add our sentiment, and we are done. So aside from the die cutting, this is a pretty easy layout where you're featuring your designer paper and a good amount of it, plus your more focal point as well. So, and I think I love having that piece sticking up there. Now, of course, we need centers to our flowers, right? So I am using these antique pearls that are actually part of the Storybook Garden collection, but it's also very darling, very sweet. All right, so let me use my pick tool. Sometimes I use the point, sometimes I use the putty end to pick these things up. So basically, you just put the putty onto your embellishment and kind of swipe it as you pick it up. It sticks to there, but then the adhesive is stronger than the putty. So when you place it down on your card, it comes right off like that. And these are nice. They're antique pearls because they're a little iridescent, a little bit more ivory color. That just really makes it, doesn't it? Isn't that beautiful? Let's put a little sentiment on there. In the catalog, they use the hello. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take just a small scrap, because that hello is tiny. Teeny tiny. I confess I have not washed these photopolymer stamps yet. I always say you should wash them first, because sometimes those residual oils will not give you a clear stamp. But sorry, guys, I just haven't had the time. So let's hope for the best. All right. I'm going to do that in Moody Mauve. To pick up on those flowers. And there we go. I'm just going to stamp a little to the right there. I'm not sure I like that. Let's try it over here. No, I'll try it on the other side. I like the cut better. I'll try it over here. Well, that's not bad. This pad is really juicy and the letters are little. So sometimes that's a problem. Yeah, don't like that one either. That's better. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut, and we will pop that up with dimensionals as well. I'm glad you like that, Susan. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a rectangle. You could do this on your trimmer too if you like. If you're confident in cutting straight, go for it. Let's put a couple of mini dots on there. I need my pick tool for the minis. This is so pretty. I love it. Okay, I'm going to stick that right there under that flower. Just like that. Ta-da! Isn't that sweet? Of course, you'll put your white on the inside and maybe carry over one of those images, maybe stamp the little flowers on the inside, but that's what you will see in the celebrations brochure. Okay, like I said, I think they did this in crumb cake instead, but I just wanted to try that. So let's say you don't want to cut this. Let's do a quick little variation, or you don't have these colors. Then something else you can do is, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I will show you. I did this in Mossy Meadow, and instead of cutting that, I used the Starstruck embossing folder, which is also a freebie that you can get with the celebration. Right, here's a look of it on the front cover, and you have it's, I would say it's crossed between a delicate and a bold image on this folder. So it's not too, I don't know, it's not too bold, but yet it's very distinct, let's say. Okay, so you could do that. And to be honest, I'm going to run this again sometime with the adhesive sheet on the back, because when you're putting something on something, when you're gluing something onto something that's embossed, most of the glue is going to be only on the raised part, so that it's not going to have as much surface area to grip on. So you want to make sure it's going to have pretty strong adhesive. Right now, I don't want to trust putting my glue, little dots of my liquid glue on here, because I just want to make sure it's going to be on there securely. So I'm going to run this again with adhesive on the back, and I'll just save this for when I'm putting it on something flat. I just want to give you the look. Again, this can be very pretty with an embossed piece, which gives it enough interest that it isn't just a plain white, but it will, where the other one has interest in the shape, this one will have a little more interest because of the embossing. All right, so let's kind of line that up the same way, just so we can compare and see what it looks like with the crumb cake leaves. And then you can put your sentiment and your pearls on there as well. But you see how that embossing kind of brings a little something different to it. And as I just saw, yeah, you might want to, even if you like a whimsical look, you can put in diagonal. Some of you are like everything straight. That's okay too. We could push this a little bit up to one side if we wanted, and put our sentiment over here. So a lot of possibilities. You can also tie a ribbon around the bottom here. So just when I want you to kind of be able to look at something and decide, oh, I can change up one thing or orient something a little bit differently, and then have a totally different card. So another thing you do is turn it the other way around. You can have a horizontal card, and that looks very pretty as well. Again, you can center it, or you can move it to the side and maybe put some other little embellishments here or whatever, or tie a ribbon around here. I think it could be very pretty. I love it horizontally too. So those are some fun things that you can do with that. Let me show you. Okay, here are the two different ones, right? And they look really nice. Oh, wow, Carol's on. Nice to see you, Carol. Thanks for popping on. I know I'm a little later today, so that makes it easier for you, I know. Hi, Wendy. Okay, nice to see you on too. Boy, a lot of our Daisy team. If you want to be part of my Daisy team, January, February during celebrations is the time to join. Time to join. Good offer where you will get either $30 extra in product than you normally would on your starter kit, or you can choose 2 families of markers, which is a great deal. I think I saw somewhere that it said it was like a $90 value. I forget how much the cost of markers were, but I think they said it was close to $90. $90 free stuff. Can't beat that. All right, so another card that is in the celebration brochure uses just white on white card base. So we're going to have a white base with a white layer. I'm going to cut this down just a little bit more. This is, but right now I have a whole bunch of these at 4 by 5 1/4 for my layers, because I use that a lot, but I'm just going to cut off another quarter. So it's going to be 3 3/4 by 5. So I have a little bit more border around the outside, especially because it's white. If it's a teeny tiny border, it's kind of hard to see. So now we're going to have just, I know it's hard to see. We're going to have that little bit thicker border around there. And then this one is really just going to be super simple as well. You can either take your blending brushes, or you can do kind of a watercolor wash with some water painters and just do a little wash across here. Or you can take a rectangle stencil and go over it where you'll have a definite edge. I'm just going to take where's the ink pad that I took out? Here it is. I'm just going to take some of my petal pink, and just going to put a little shading in the background here. I'm going to make sure my other pink is kind of washed off here. Okay, I have just a tiny bit of previous pink on there, but now that's kind of, I just rub it on my paper and it's all clear. I don't want the brighter pinks to get on my petal pink. All right, so just going to tap on here. You want to start on your scrap paper first. Make sure it's not too heavy. You can always add. You want to start swirling by coming on, or start with a very light touch. Very, very light, like hardly anything, and then just start coming down on it with your motion, circular motion or side by side, whatever kind of look that you want. I know this is super, super light for the camera, but when I take some photos, it should be a little bit easier. Okay. Like I said, you just kind of keep going over until you get the look that you want. You can't even see that on the camera, can you? I can barely see it on my own computer. But anyway, I'm going to keep at it. I don't want too much, but you can just keep going until it looks good for you. Just want it to be like a glow in the background. Don't want it to stand out much at all. I'm going to put 2 hearts on here. I have one in Mossy Meadow and one in Old Olive. All right, let's see what this will look like. Like I said, if you wanted to, if you have a rectangle die, you can cut the die, put the die, the actual cutout apart, use a negative space as a stencil, and you would get an even mark around here, which is, I think, what they did in the catalog, but I just thought I wanted just to glow. You don't have to worry about the stencil. It's very subtle anyway. See, now it's showing up a little bit. Hey, okay. All right, so now we are going to put 2 hearts here. They're going to be overlapping a little bit. See, the 2 different colors are nice. See, there you can see a little bit of that glow behind, right? Okay, and these do not have the adhesive sheets on the back, so I do have to glue them down. So just put a little smear of glue on some of these teeny tiny. Okay, I do have another glue applicator that a lot of demonstrators are using with this really fine tip here. I just have to add more glue to it, but that would be perfect for this kind of a job. These teeny tiny dots, because they are all over, don't need a whole lot. Give it a smudge. Right. Put that down. Same thing with the next one. That. There we go. I'm going to offset them a little bit. One's a little lower. They're kind of each way. Now, if you wanted to make them actually intertwined, that could be cute, right? You could snip one, especially like a place here that's going to overlap, and just slip it underneath and through before you glue it down. And then they'll be connected. Wouldn't that be sweet? It would be very cute. Okay, and then for the sentiment, believe it or not, they use Lost Lagoon, which I have already stamped and embossed in white. Okay, my heart loves your heart. And that's going to go across here just to bring in a little different color there. So I'm going to put that on with, again, the mini dimensionals. So just very simple, clean and simple. I love Lost Lagoon. One of my favorite colors. Got that bluish green to it. Okay, and then that's just going to go across here. And you know what? I would not have thought myself to do these colors and just bring in that Lost Lagoon, but doesn't that look pretty? I love it. I love it. And these can go up on dimensionals as well, or if you have the foam strips, you can do that. The foam strips are a little thicker than the dimensionals, so just kind of beware of that. But I will put that all together later, but how clean and simple, right? Very soft, and that a lot of white space, they call it, even though there's a little bit of color there. There's a lot of white on there. All right, one more thing I want to try, which I haven't done, and we'll kind of play around with this. Right now, I'm going to cut. No, I won't even cut. Let's just play. I want to show you how you can stamp the image and then put the overlay on there. So I have this one that we can play with, and we will stamp the heart. And then after I stamp it later on, I'll put it together into a card. So you'll have to come back to Facebook and see what I post. Don't forget to hit that like button on top, please, or then give me, leave a comment. That helps too. Liking or thumbs up helps. Leaving comments is even better. Apparently, all this, all these rules Stampin' Up has. I mean, not Stampin' Up, Facebook. My goodness. Okay. I will first stamp in Moody Mauve, and then we'll do the overlay. It's pretty, pretty, pretty. Just going to do it in the middle, and then I will decide what to do with it later. Okay, now one thing with Moody Mauve, I find when you first stamp it, it comes out pretty dark. But then as it soaks into the paper, it lightens up more to the color that you see on the label and the cardstock color. See the difference? See how the ink looks a little darker than the cardstock, but give it a little time and it will soak in and it lightens up. When I first got it, I was like, oh, this doesn't match. But it's okay. It's all good. So then you can overlay your die cut onto the other heart and you get that little delicate look in the background. You can even overlay that with some white. That looks pretty as well. In fact, let me do that so you can see what that looks like. So I will run this through the machine. Let me cut it down a little bit. Okay, here we go. It doesn't have to be green. It could be pink, white, yellow, whatever. When you're running it through, try to put any die cut, try to put the pointier side in first. It helps ease into those rollers and you don't get as much as that hard clunk. It makes it a little bit easier running it through. She says that she has trouble cranking it through. Well, first of all, my non-dominant hand that I'm doing this with, but okay. Oh, you know what? This would look so pretty on the Lost Lagoon, wouldn't it? Ooh, I love how things just pop up and your ideas pop up in your head when you're playing around. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do this on the lagoon. Look how pretty that looks. Isn't it nice? Ooh. Okay, so even a little white on top of that there looks very soft and pretty as well. All right, okay, well, Lost Lagoon it is. Like I said, I just love that. So lots of options with this bundle. Okay, they all come, it comes together with a $120 purchase and pretty versatile all year round. Yes, Valentine's Day, but it could be anytime. Anniversary, wedding, just when you want to send love to somebody and hugs or whatever. It's all good. Good, right? A wedding invitation. Yep, baby card. Yeah, right. That could be too. Yep, do it in nice soft pastel colors, minty green, yellow, light pink. That could be good. Hi, Joan. Okay, yep, you can catch the replay. Okay, glad you got on though. It's all good. I appreciate that. Oh, Nancy's a follower. Woo! Congratulations. Thank you. No, I really appreciate that, guys, if you do that, because I see so many of you repeatedly. You're technically following me, but according to Facebook, you're not. But I appreciate all the people who are following and tuning in. Okay, lots of fun. Lots of fun to see you on there. And feel free to share your own cards and your own projects in the comments, because take this design and run with it. Find your own die cuts to put on there. Find your own orientation, however you like to do it. Find your own colors. Do it in a variety of colors. A lot of people say, oh, I'm not creative. Easy. Just find a simple layout like this and then use what you have. Okay, just start with something basic, kind of like the skeleton. They call it a sketch. All right. And one thing in the recent annual catalog, there is one of the early pages in the catalog, there is a whole row of some sketch ideas. So you might see, okay, a wide strip of something, and then a square or banner cut, and something else there. Just make it however you want. Take that basic idea and then go with it. It's like having a floor plan or something like that. So that's in the mini catalog too. There are some new ones in the mini, so that makes it really fun. So I hope you enjoyed what I'm showing you today. I know all these things are from the celebrations, but oh, here's the other one. Here we go. But a lot of these layouts, whatever, can be done with things in the annual as well. Okay, so, oh, I do like that horizontally. All right, you get the idea. I'm going to put them all together. I'm going to do one of those in Lost Lagoon for sure. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for going on. Nancy received this bundle. Can't wait to try. I did. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Nancy. All right. Yeah, good luck with and Nancy, share what you do. All right. I'm going to finish these cards, photograph them, and put them on another post, and then you guys can add to that. Oh, I didn't put the pearls on here. Of course, we need some pearls, right? Okay, at least that's what's in the catalog too, in the brochure. So, like I said, I'm just copying that. They look so much better when you do them in person. All right, so these have actually 3 sizes: large, medium, and small. Okay, I am going to do some mediums here. I'm trying to copy what's on the catalog, and 2 small. Okay, small. And, well, that's another medium. Oh, well, that's okay. Small over there. Right, so that adds just a little something extra too, right? All right, guys, have a great day. And have a nice beginning of the new year, 2025. And we'll see you next time. Okay, bye. Thanks so much for being here. And if you're watching the replay, I appreciate that as well. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.